Welcome to Nightlight. Step away from the mainstream and gather around as we enlighten the world and our realities and travel this cosmic journey we call life. Join us as we share with you and provide that beacon that can guide us all to a better way. Explore with us as we examine a metaphysical montage of spiritual insights, covering everything from the mundane to the magical, UFOs to unicorns, and everything in between. This is a time of awakening, of sharing and evolving, of spreading our wings and soaring on the cosmic breath of creation. Come and join with other light-minded spirits as we weave our lights together to seek understanding, enlightenment, and, with a little luck, some wisdom. This is Nightlight, a reminder that you are never alone. And now, here is your host, the lovely, delightful, insightful, and all-around great gal, Ms. Barbara DeLong.
I am going to sort of have two hats on here, so I will be trying to screen. But let me see now. Here's Michele. I'm pretty sure. Is that you?
Yes, it is.
Did you have trouble getting in?
No, I didn't. I
did.
I took that antihistamine, and it did exactly what you said it wouldn't.
Wait a minute. What did I say it wouldn't do?
You said don't take one, or something about it making me fall asleep. Well, I did.
Did it help your eyes any?
We don't know that yet. We are going to find out, though, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. I was telling everybody that Jeannie called in sick, so I'm going to be doing the screening. But
sorry.
Yeah, for Jeannie to call in sick, I won't say she's at death's door, but I will say she's not the kind of person that calls in sick ever. So she's got to be really feeling bad. So, but I know how to do this, so I think we're okay.
Okay, well, hopefully my eyes will be good enough to get us through too. That's the other part of it. So.
Well, yes, that would help. But from what I know, people so far have their information, so you're going to be good to go. Are you ready?
Okay, well, I just have to get it plugged in, so you have to give me a second here to get it up. Wow. I'm so sorry. I apologize to everyone.
Well, you're entitled. That's the cool thing about Blog Talk Radio. There's not, some big producer someplace saying, oh, for God's sakes, they can't tell their left from their right hand. Get them off the air.
Oh, Lord. Well, it looks good. The computer's running nice. That's always a good sign.
Well, that's a good start.
Yeah.
Can you see the keyboard?
The keyboard looks good. It's the little things the little symbols. Let's see if they come up. All right. Wow. So sorry about that. Well, you can't blame it on anything. Mercury is not retrograde.
No. Well, something. Maybe you needed the rest.
Well, that's true. And the fact that Jeannie's ill, that's very, very, well, I think we need to just put out really good intentions that whatever's going on with her, that it comes to an end quickly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
she is my right hand, so I'm left-handed tonight.
Well, I'm always left-handed, so now we're all left-handed.
Okie dokie.
I have to find a glass because I'm already thirsty. I guess that also makes you thirsty, so.
Yes, it does. It drives you up.
Mm. And I don't want to lose my ability to speak, so.
No, that would mean I'd have to read.
Okay.
Which is not the end of the world. I can do that too.
Well, actually, I thought about if we had to do it a different way, we could. All right.
Sure.
I now have a screen where I can actually put in data. So.
Okie dokie. Well, Sophia was here even before I was, so
wow.
gonna pull her in, and we're off and running. Okay, Sophia, you're on the air.
Hey, ladies. Hey.
Hi.
Hi, Michelle. Date of birth. Are you ready?
I am.
Date of birth is November 25th, 1972.
Okay, and the time?
5:30 a.m.
I didn't catch that.
I'm sorry, 5:30 a.m.
5:30 a.m. Was that November 25th, you said?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And the location?
That's going to be LaGrange, Georgia.
LaGrange, Georgia. Let's see. It likes it. Good. That's always a good sign. Let's go see what we see. And hopefully we see. All right. Yeah.
Do you need an area focus or no?
Yeah. Tell me what you want me to look at.
Yeah, the one thing I rarely do, but I want to tonight. Let's focus on romance, relationships.
Gee, I knew you were going to say that. So.
Must be psychic.
I'm surprising myself.
Yeah, we are psychic, and that's a good thing. These things on the screen are, you have no idea how tiny. Someday I'm going to take a picture and send it to you. So, looking at your chart, you have one of the charts that actually has Venus rule your house of marriage, and you have both Neptune and Jupiter as the rulers of your house of falling in love. So if it's a statement of I like to fall in love, we're going to look at them. Let's see here. If anyone. Well, actually, there's an interesting statement coming up here. Pluto right now is retrograde in the sky, so it's not facing your progressed Sun or your progressed Jupiter, but your progressed Sun and Jupiter are together. When Jupiter turns around and applies, you have the ability to connect with someone, and it could very well be someone who may come from the past, or is someone that is a neighbor, or someone who has been a neighbor, or someone that you have known in the past. I'm just going to move it forward. You're going to get several passes at this because Pluto does not, it doesn't just sit there. It sits there. Right now, too, Jupiter in the sky is about to act, and it's a very short-term thing. In other words, it's coming up very quickly. So let's see if I can clear that right in and give you the exact scope on that. Because right now, it is already active. And here we are, and it's already within 2 degrees. So it's active if you get out and start looking around. It's also possible that it could be, like I said before, someone who is a neighbor. So if there's some kind of party going on in your neighborhood, I would go to it. It could come from someone that you have met in the past, someone who's older than you might make a phone call and open a doorway of opportunity for you. I'd take advantage of anything that's coming up during this time. Let's see. That Jupiter activity will, go by. It's not going to last very long because Jupiter is on its way to the next sign. But I will give you the exact amount of time you have because it's not very long. You're looking at till about the 18th or 19th of this month. And what's very interesting as you come to the end of it, that would be the most possibility because Venus starts to come into play at the same time. Venus gets right on top of your Venus. And it's already applying to your Venus, but as it goes further, it will apply also to your Jupiter, your natal Jupiter. So there's a couple of statements going on there. Will it be without friction? It appears that is not the case, unfortunately. There's a certain amount of friction, and it could have to do with the person's age. You might not feel comfortable with their age. So that's in process. Let's see here. I want to go forward a little bit more to see if see where Jupiter gets to. I know why this. Yeah. You know what I just discovered is that on this computer, my software program does not have the weeks, whereas my software program on my big computer does. So I can't advance by weeks. I can only advance by days, which makes me a lot slower. So that's interesting news. Okay, also I wanted to say Pluto. We need to see when Pluto's going to go direct. So hang on just a second. I'm going to move that forward. And we'll see what... Here it is right away. I mean, it's not going to be very far down the road. We're looking at its direct sometime in October. I don't know if you can hear me tapping away at the keyboard here.
I hear ya.
Can you hear it? I mean, it's like I have to do all the tapping to see where it's going. And I do want to give you the right dates, because dates are very important, especially when you're working with something that requires you taking advantage of that opportunity. And so it's coming up right around the beginning of October. So from that point, Pluto starts its application. I'm going to a different method now, because it turns out I'm not getting the exact thing that I'm looking for. Hang on. Let's see here. Yeah, it's September the 30th. Pluto will go direct. So you have a combination of things happening. As Jupiter in the sky moves out of alignment, Pluto moves into alignment. So Pluto on top of your Sun and Jupiter at the same time can really talk about transformation for you as well. It's not just going to be about love. It can be about love, but it can be a transformation about the way that you love, the things that you love, and what you are valuing in love. This could also bring into play, if you have any siblings, it could open a doorway for anyone that maybe you haven't been connecting to, or that you've had any kind of blowout with. And that can also, again, neighbors can be involved in this statement. So as well as a lot of other things. I mean, it can be hobbies. It can be the kinds of things that you love. There's a transformation taking place, and this is the beginning of it. It's going to go on and off for the next year or so. So that's...
Okay.
That's always an interesting thing, and at the same time, I want to look at about 6 months ahead, so give me just a second. Here we go. There's Pluto already at 20, and see, it's even when it hits 20, your Sun and Jupiter have moved forward in the progress, so you still have activity right through the beginning of January. And then, of course, we're going to have it go retrograde not too far after that. It starts to go retrograde in May, comes back, and it's going to give you another shot. And here it is attached again in October. So you're going to have some experiences on and off. What's also interesting is Jupiter itself, as it goes into the next sign, is going to start applying to Venus. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Because as Pluto starts to apply to the progressed Venus, here it is applying in November 10th of next year, as it makes that application, it's a possibility that whatever the relationship that develops during this next year, or during this 12-month period, can turn into a marriage.
Wow.
So kind of a powerful statement, and that's there. And when was the last time you had this kind of activation? Well, it's more than 12 years ago.
That is true. I can
Get
see
new
that.
underwear.
I will do that tomorrow.
Go celebrate, make it hot pink or something.
I love it.
Yeah.
My psychic input.
I hope you have more to offer than that.
I think that says enough.
Ben, I'm not going there. Also, by next year, I'm going to bring this back a year, but by next year, as I mentioned, your moon, okay, your progressed moon, which at let's see here, I'm going to bring it back. Hang on, I want to come back to where we are in time. So close to where we are in time. Your progressed moon right now is in the late degrees of Pisces, okay? By the time we go a year forward, and it is in your fifth house, by the way, and the fifth house is the house of falling in love. By the time we go a year forward, it's already at 8 degrees of Aries. So as it does that, you change the way that you're looking at things, okay? What is 8 months from today? 8 months from September brings us back to February of next year. So, and of course, what do we have in February? We have Valentine's Day. You have your progressed moon will move into Aries around mid-February or so, or early February. And when it does, the outlook that you have right now is I'd like to merge with someone. I am looking, perhaps I have a greater interest in psychic things. I'm pulled towards things that are very feminine. It can be through things that are fantasies, things that are unusual, or things that might be about the past in terms of things that have happily ever after kind of endings. There's a whole lot of fantasy and kind of a positive set of statements. Pisces can also go down to the lower part of it where you find yourself feeling like you're not a part of any of those things, so you feel the negative side of what I've just described. But and it can make you more emotional when you're in that your progressed moon is in Pisces. But when it moves into Aries in February, you're going to feel a whole new level of energy coming through you where you're saying, you know what, I'm ready. I am ready to explore the possibilities. I am ready to get out there. I am ready to take action. And you just will be unstoppable. So where I can tell you go out and take advantage of things right now, and there's a part of you that might say, well, I don't know. I think I'd rather sleep on that one. Or
that's where I am right now. I'm ready to take advantage of
Well, good.
Window.
Then you're working your chart very well, because some people will start activating that months before it actually gets in. So that's exciting.
Okay.
But once it's in place, this time next year, a year from now, the moon is about to apply to what we call Eris. It's a dwarf planet that we're doing a lot of research on now. It'll be applying to Eris and then to Chiron progressed, both natal and progressed, since they're almost identical. And when it does, then here you have this whole new energy that comes through that says, I am ready as a woman to take a leadership role in something that I love, and that can be with another person. So let's see where the activation comes into play with the progressed Venus, and it has to move a little bit further on, but it's probably hitting a midpoint between the natal Venus and the progressed, and that's probably exactly where it's going, is certainly activating your sun early on. So, and your sun is the natural ruler of the fifth house. It's also about loving yourself more than anything, because your sun is in the first house, and when you have activation from the moon to the sun, there's a whole new level of learning not only to love yourself, but more importantly to love both parts of yourself. The masculine and the feminine energy is where most of us have been trained to be the supporters in the nurturing supporters in a relationship, rather than the person who is also whole and complete and responsible in every way, while the other person can be nurturing as well as supportive and responsible in the ways that we call masculine. So this is a great statement, because it's saying that whatever relationship you decide to get into and that you are pulling in can bring you one that is one with full balance. And those are the best kinds.
Wait, we got to move on, Michele.
I know, and I have to get more water because I can't find my water bottle. Boy,
thank you very much, ladies. That was very, very helpful.
You're welcome.
Well, you take good care, Sophia. We love to hear who you meet up with, and always make sure to check with your friends, people around you, to have their viewpoints of what do they see, because sometimes, well, we have our progressed moon in Pisces. We can only see the good stuff. You want to see all of it. Don't you see
I
the
do.
good stuff?
I do. That is my personality. I want to see all of it.
Well,
thank you, ladies.
Happy shopping. Okay.
Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Sorry about that.
You done guzzling yet?
I'm ready.
Okay. I think we've got Diana here. Are you there, Diana?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Hey. What's your date of birthday?
5/7/54. Yes, 1950.
Okay, and you're the year of the horse. And what time were you born?
I think it was just 1:51. That's what my mother always told me.
Huh?
PM, 1:51.
1:51 p.m. And where?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Indianapolis. It's a long word to spell. It's not as long as Mississippi. Okay, let's go take a look. I got it in. And you know what? My eyes are clearer than they were earlier. So even though this thing's drying my whole throat out, I can see a little tiny glyphs a lot better than I could when I first talked to you earlier today. All right, so what are we kind of focusing on?
Well, I just recently came back to Indianapolis, like last October. I would like to get transportation and get on to see my friends and old friends and be on my own again, because I'm kind of trapped here in my daughters.
Wow, and you don't have transportation. That's the most unusual question I've probably ever gotten. So, for those who are listening who are studying astrology, where would the transportation be? Your third house.
Yes, where would it be?
What, third house. House in the ruler of the third house involve transportation. It's transportation in the neighborhood, which is a vehicle. If you want transportation as an airplane, you would be looking to the ninth house. So I assume you're looking for a vehicle like a car, not an airplane.
A van. I need a van. Something I can also live in. Something I can sleep in and travel in.
Okay. Well, let's see what we have right now. Saturn is God. I've said this. I can't wait to stop saying this. Saturn is retrograde, and September 6th it will go direct. I've said that 100 times on this show. And September the 6th it goes direct, but as it goes, it's still not giving you complete options. So let's get it to where it's past your Mars, because Mars rules your house of travel. And while Saturn sits or applies to Mars, it's not going to give you a whole lot of freedom. Saturn is actually holding you in whatever house you're in and not giving you the opportunity to travel. When Saturn sits in your fourth house, for those who are listening who are studying astrology, you usually don't leave where you are. You may go for a short trip here or there, but you don't leave. So if somebody's looking to move, They usually do not move from that location until Saturn gets out of that house. However, Saturn in this case is also blocking Mars, and Mars can be your wheels in your case, where it rules your third house. So here it is starting to separate from Mars. It's still in the fourth, but it's starting to separate. And that, actually, I think that's Thanksgiving, November 27th, or right close to Thanksgiving. And so that's where you start to get to a point where you're starting to find your vehicle. And by the time you get to December the 4th, you should have broken free of where you are. So you'll have to let us know that works out. That's not, I can't say that I've had very many people who have asked this question of me, so I don't have any track record to run on. It's a little odd for me. Usual question.
It's the same city. I just want the freedom to be able to go see my friends.
You want to be free of the house that you're living, the roof that you're living under, and have your own set of wheels. And I believe this is your time frame. So,
December.
So look towards the end and the very beginning of December. And at that point in time, you should have whatever money you need to find the vehicle that will work for you. So, in the meantime, make sure you know a good mechanic. Go out and interview a few.
Why? Is it not going to be a good vehicle or what?
No, because it's always important that you have a mechanic look at a vehicle if you're getting a used one. If you're getting a new one, different story entirely.
Okay.
Okay? I'm a cautionary person. It's my nature. We're very fortunate. When we moved here to Roseburg, I instantly met up with a wonderful mechanic who's a Pisces, by the way, and he's taken care of me ever since. So, and anytime we buy a car or looking at a car, he will immediately look at the car for us, and doesn't charge us anything to look at a car. And he'll tell us what's wrong with it or what's not. And you need a mechanic like that, so put it in. Let's all right now make a small intention for you there that you will meet this wonderful person and they'll be helpful to you. Okay?
It's not even like I could live under a different roof 20 miles away. I mean.
Well, you could. Once you get past November the 27th, you can. You just have to get Saturn out of that house. Normally when Saturn sits in your fourth house, you do not physically move. Okay? It has something and it's on top of your Mars, so the chance of you moving. Mars is, you take, so. And you were born with Mars in Capricorn, and right now Saturn is in Capricorn, so who do you think gets the power there? Saturn. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. On your Mars it says, no, you stay put. It's almost like your dad saying, go to bed now.
Both my children are Capricorns.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, it's a great sign. I love Capricorn. I have a lot of reverence. And you're Taurus. The big challenge with Taurus is that they're normally kind of stubborn, but you have your moon in Cancer, so you're not.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you. You're not that stubborn.
I'm nurturing.
Yeah, exactly. Very nurturing. Moon in Cancer is very nurturing, and your mom and dad got along, and that's a really wonderful statement. A lot of us grow up with parents who don't get along, and so you have a lot going for you.
Yeah, my mom and her frying pan.
What's that?
My mom and her frying pan. She threatened my father with a frying pan.
Oh my God! Yeah, I have a cousin who does that with the frying pan. I don't want to go there. It's a big threat. Someone holding a cast iron frying pan is a serious threat.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling.
Well, thank you.
Give us a holler in December and let us know if you got that vehicle.
Okay.
Okay. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okie doke. Let me see if I can find I numbered everybody, and then everybody jumped around here. We have Felicia here.
Hello,
I think.
How are you?
Yep.
Yes, it is Felicia. How are you today?
We're hanging in there.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm glad you did take my call. I really appreciate it.
So what's your date of birth, Felicia?
It's actually August 12th, 1980.
August 12th, 1980. Happy birthday. And your time of birth? Yeah. And what time were you born?
2:30 a.m. in the morning.
2:30 a.m. And where?
On Long Island.
I need a city. Long Island's a big place.
Yes. Yes, Long Island, New York.
Okay. Oh, Long Island City?
Yeah, no, not Long Island City, but Long Island itself. Like Nassau
Well, where
County,
on Long Island?
Oh, I'm sorry, in Freeport. Freeport, New York.
Go, Freeport.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I needed. Yeah. We go by the actual longitude and latitude in order to identify how your wheel is constructed. So unless I have an actual city location, I don't have an answer to my question.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually that specific. So now let's see what's going on with you. What do you want us to look at?
I have a upcoming move or romance. Your choice.
I can't even. You're not coming through real clear. I got romance,
okay.
but you said something before romance.
Either a move, because I'm looking to move. So I'm not finding anything yet. Yeah, so just wanted to see what's going on in that area.
Well,
I'm ready. So
you're ready. Well, that's good to hear. You have, the ruler of your house of home of residence is Mercury, and that's probably a good thing to have set up as your ruler because you were born with Jupiter and Saturn together in that house. Saturn usually puts down roots, and Jupiter loves to expand them. So you have this kind of conflict that goes on inside of you that says, I really like to stay here, and another conflict that says, no, we really should have a bigger place. We should have a place on the other side of green, wherever that is. So there's a little bit of a challenge that goes on inside of you when it comes to this. But your progressed is still there, but what's kind of exciting is your progressed sun right now is sitting between the progressed Jupiter and the progressed Saturn. So there is all this success light coming in and supporting Jupiter and saying, let's do it, we can move, let's go for it. So serious activation to get you to move. So hang on. And where is your Mercury? Okay, so your Mercury's 5 degrees of Leo. So when Jupiter hits, it's on its way to Sagittarius. When it gets right into the very first Sag, you should have the freedom to move or to find something new. So let's just take you forward about a month here. We a little more than a month. We have to go on into. Let's see here. It finally goes into Sag right around the 8th or 9th of November, and so at that point it starts to work for you, and it may also expand your health or expand your workplace or give you an opportunity in terms of another workplace. These things are possible with this combination. At any rate, from that point of around the 9th or so of November until, and let's see if during this period we also get you something else activated. Your Venus is not helpful. So your Venus is going to stop you probably from actually taking that move. So you have to get past November 28th because Jupiter needs to get past Venus. So here is the point in time. So you're looking at the beginning of December, around the 3rd of December. you should find something right at the beginning. I mean, there's a tiny little window in there for you. I'm going to get that window so it's really exact, because you have to have that separation before, and it's only a degree of separation. It's not.
Oh.
You're looking at November 29th to around December the 4th would be a window that would be give you a lot of possibilities. Let's see what is there may be more. You know, you have a chart where almost everything is below the horizon. So I have to say to you, thank you very much for giving us a call. A lot of the time, people with so many things below the horizon don't reach out. They don't let themselves be heard. There's a part of you that has to push you to do that. So we appreciate that. And we're always happy to help anybody we can. Yeah, Saturn also will have kind of pushed out of the way. It's also blocking Venus. So, but this is your window, November 29th through December 3rd or 4th. And so if you really want to find something, and your part of fortune at that point, the part of fortune in the sky at that point is also really a lovely activation point. It's activating everything. So you should, it's very possible you will find somewhere to move to at that point. So I would certainly be focusing at that time frame. So if you have to look through the newspapers or the internet or put out information, that's when to do it. Do it right about the end of November, and expect to get some results by the time the beginning of December comes through. Okie dokie. And as far as romance, right now you've got Saturn in the 7th house. So whatever you do, don't get married while Saturn is still in Capricorn. Wait till it goes into the next sign if you meet somebody.
Okay,
Yeah, you don't marry when Saturn is traveling through your 7th house, because it usually creates a marriage filled with responsibilities instead of a marriage filled with joy and fun. You know, if you wait till next year, not year, I mean 12 months away, starting in December or so, Jupiter will be in that 7th house of yours. And so whatever is left of Saturn will not have near the effect. Jupiter will bring you a marriage that is filled with joy. You will have an opportunity for a relationship when Jupiter does go into the next sign. It's going to oppose your Venus and at the same time activate. So it's like a conjunction. It also, your progressed Venus, 12 degrees of Leo, you have a possible connection happening starting in the beginning of next year. Let me go forward just so here. It's not even, it's December 29th is when it starts. So, and it could even start a little bit earlier than that. You're probably around the middle of December. So, you know, if there are any interesting parties that you hear about, if you're interested in a relationship, and like I said, I know you're not as outgoing as other people can be, and because of that, we have to give you a little push. But if you want to find a relationship, Jupiter can open doors, but it can't push you through them. Make your friends push you through. So here's where it starts to really be active, right about December the 14th. So giving you a great time, because there's always parties you can go to during Christmas time. All kinds of events take place. And if you are still in the workforce, it's possible that you could meet someone through your workforce, your workplace. And if you are connected with any kind of service groups, you know, whether it's, you know, you hang out at the Salvation Army or you do something else, I mean, there's so many different kinds of things. They may have a party, or they just may have a meeting. Go to it because you may meet that person there. You've got that window. Take advantage of it, and because again, this window won't come for quite a while. This is once every 12 years. This window.
Well, I think. Well, definitely, I am pushing myself. Hopefully, I can meet someone.
Yeah, well, there'll be another window that's somewhat similar, not quite the same, in about 1/3 that time. So 4 years from now. So,
oh no, I don't need that. Oh,
your
no.
time frame, go for it now.
Keep us posted, Felicia.
I will. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for calling.
I'm going through my water here. I know where my water bottle is. Sorry, I have to keep going back to the water cooler here.
That's okay. This is my fault. So.
Oh, it's a good thing because I probably couldn't see the charts otherwise.
Well, so that's a good thing.
Yes. And
so
it keeps me active.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're going to get creative because I wasn't able to screen anybody, but I did number people as they called. So I'm going to call out the first 6 numbers of phone numbers, and hopefully, and open your mic, and if your mic opens, you'll hear a beep, and then you can introduce yourself to us. So we've got 605-521. Are you there? 605. Michelle.
Hello.
Yes. Hi. Oh, okay. There you go, Michelle.
Hi. I was born December 19th of 82.
December 19th, 1982. And what time?
10:34 p.m.
10:34 p.m. And location?
In Marshall, Minnesota.
Marshall, Minnesota. Now I'm not familiar with Marshall. Is that in the Minneapolis or St. Paul area, or?
Not really, no. It's over more by Brookings.
Okay, that's why I'm not familiar. So that's still, it's a cold country.
Yes, indeed.
A goose-laden area. Okay, what is your name?
Michelle.
Oh, good. It's easy to remember. I should really confuse her, though. Okay, so what am I looking at, Michelle?
Is there anything that pops out to you?
Well, let's take a look. That's a good question right there. You know, see who's doing what in your chart. You're about to have a Jupiter return, and that's going to happen right now before it goes into Sag. You were born with Jupiter at the tail end of Scorpio. So that's kind of an exciting thing. It could bring you a change in terms of your home, could make you expand your home. It certainly will expand your emotions as it does that, so you may have some intuitive insight into things regarding your mother and your family biological connections. So that's about to activate here in November. And so, yeah, that, again, we're on this 12-year cycle tonight, so that's the last time that happened was 12 years ago.
Okay.
And you might want to, you might think back to that and see if you remember anything specific. Saturn right now is on your south node. As it turns around, it's going to be right on top of your progressed south node. It's going to turn around on the 6th of September. And so with this combination, I'm going to move it right off to the 6th, see how close we get with Jupiter. It's not going to be that close, it's still 10 degrees away. But your progressed Saturn's at 4. Saturn in the sky will be at 2 going forward on top of your south node. You may find yourself having a connection with someone who is older than you, someone, it may be, it's going to be a soul connection, someone from a past life. Could be a male, could be a female. It could be either, it could be someone who's like a fatherly figure, but I get a lot of female energy here. So it could be someone who is like, I'm going to say something weird. Forgive me, but I say a lot of things weird from time to time. It may be someone who is actually the head of the monastery that you may have been involved in some past life. So, and that could be, what do they call them? The nun who's the head of the monastery is like the patriarch.
Mother Superior.
That's it. That's what I'm trying to say. She got it. Okay, that could be who this person is who comes into your world, but they're coming in from the past, and that's a very strong connection, and it's a very strong statement. So there is someone who's going to come into your life, whether they actually come into your home or not. That's even more interesting. It is possible with this combination they could knock at the door, and that always blows my mind when something like that happens, but it does happen. And on the other hand, it could be some person that you meet through some social engagement, some outing, and anyway, it's an important connection that's coming in, and I expect you will experience it right about that day, September the 6th. So that's pretty.
Very cool.
Yeah, and so pay attention to anybody you meet or anyone who suddenly becomes significant to you, because maybe it's not somebody that you actually have to meet, it's somebody that you become aware of.
Sure.
Yeah, so that sticks out like a sore thumb. Let's see what else is in here. Pluto right now, we talked about it being retrograde and it's going to turn around, but it is active in your 5th house. So as Pluto goes through this house, and it takes its time, it's like, 7 years of traveling, sometimes it's longer, it's going to transform the way that you look at the things that you do. You're going to find that where you are now, you're probably already starting to consider the possibilities, or you started maybe even last year, of the things that you're really passionate about, considering doing them for income. Because by the time Pluto gets out of this house, you will transform what you find fun, or what you call hobbies, or whatever your social creative process is. You will transform that into a way to make money. So it's very powerful when Pluto transits this house, and everybody doesn't get that transit. So just to let you know, that is happening in your life now. So it may take
use that energy now. How long will that last? Because that was going to be my next question. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, it will take probably about, at this point in time, another 5 or 6 years before it moves to the next house.
Okay, right. But this is my start to be public about it.
Yeah.
Or start using it. Cool.
I can actually forward and tell you, because it goes back and forth so many times that I could be missing by even 2 years. So let me see here. It will go into the next house in, wow, it's more than that. I moved all the way. It is way more than that. Your house is bigger than the normal house. So it's actually going to be 2031 when it finally moves into the next house.
Oh, wow. Dang. That'll take a while. That's all right.
Plenty of play out of Pluto in this house. Pluto travel, it's not a bad house to put Pluto in, because while it travels through this house, every time it makes a connection with one of your planets, it has the opportunity to bring some powerful connection into your life and empower you in ways that you wouldn't otherwise get that. So it's kind of an interesting planetary movement. When it gets to about 2027, it's right on top of your Mars, and maybe on top of your Mars the year before and the year after as well. But so at that point in time, you may find yourself making a connection, making a contract that is going to be a very powerful contract for your life, and it may be something that has to do with an inheritance. You might actually be getting an inheritance at that point that empowers you in ways that you couldn't otherwise have power. So that's an unusual statement.
Yeah.
Where we are in time. We are in the year 2018, are we not? this is always my problem. Again, I just don't live in normal life. So.
I know, that's why I'm like, you're so much more than an astrologer. You tell me what pops out, because I just love that, and I just told Spirit just whatever I need to hear. So perfect. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And let's see what else I see. Well, we talked about Saturn, and Uranus, of course, is the other planet that we look at. Sorry, I have to get water.
Go for it.
I feel like somebody just took a sponge and sucked all my energies out.
This is my fault. I told her she had allergies and to try an antihistamine, and she did.
Yeah,
but she can see.
Okay.
She can see.
I should take. I only take one because I know better. I don't take any kind of pills, so they always have a huge effect on me.
Ditto.
But,
and I think when you read, doesn't it just take like the water for the energy too?
Well, when I read, it's just my body needs to be in balance so that I can see everything and apply it properly. Because if your brain isn't working right, you're not going to tell anybody anything correctly. So, it was really interesting what I didn't say to you when we were talking about Saturn. Okay. I didn't include the fact that this person might show up suddenly, unexpectedly. So they might actually. Now, do you have good connections with your dad? I didn't look in here to see. He seems to be present in your world.
I mean, not really, no.
Then this could be who's coming back in. Could be your dad suddenly shows up at your doorstep.
Okay, sounds like him.
Well, it's a beautiful trine. Uranus to Saturn are in trine. So if he shows up at your doorstep, it's for something positive, and it maybe will be a revelation to you. He definitely, if it's him, and it could very well be him in this picture, it could be someone else too. Sometimes when the picture shows up astrologically, several people arrive. So, but
okay.
Yeah, but when whoever comes in, it's sudden, it's unexpected, and it's someone who has something that they will teach you through it. It's a doorway of opportunity, of learning, something about security, something about grounding and being able to handle the physical, and also to be able to travel in the physical. So it may also open a doorway for some security to travel somewhere. So I don't know if he lives far away, if he does, or if he has another property, or if he has the ability to fly. And I don't mean with wings, okay? For all I know, he could be a pilot and have all kinds of abilities to fly. But it opens doorways for more travel. So.
Very cool. Very, very cool. I don't know if it's possible, but my son's 10, but he's very curious about this. Would you guys mind doing it for him?
We really have so many lined up.
Yeah. Okay, all right. We can wait, and then if you end up having time at the end, then you do, and if you don't, you don't.
Okay, you can always call back again, the first Monday in October.
Right, right, yes. Oh, and thank you so much. Oh, I have so much confidence, and I'm ready for life now.
Awesome. Well, you take good care of yourself, and we look forward to working with your son. Did you say your son?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, my little Aries.
I love. How old is he, by the way?
He's 10, but he's just like
wonderful.
me. We're old souls, man. He's very mature for 10.
I don't doubt that. All those little ones coming in now, they're just amazing. So, we love
definitely
little ones.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We got to move. Sorry.
We got to move, yeah.
Barbara is my chain leader here.
I am your stopwatch is what I am. Okay, as I said before, you guys haven't been screened because Jeannie is taking the night off. Well, she's sick. It's not that she's flaking out on me. So I'm going to say the first 6 numbers of your phone number. I hope you're listening, because if you aren't, we're just going to move on. 307371. let me open the microphone. 307371, are you there?
Yeah, I am. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
What's your name?
Alyssa Spurl.
Alyssa. And what's your date of birth, Alyssa?
9/17 of 79.
September 17th, 1979. And happy birthday, because it's coming up really quick. And what time were you? What time were you?
I was born at 3:31 in the morning.
3:31 a.m. And location?
At Price, Utah.
Price?
Yes, Price, Utah.
Oh, that's another one I've not heard of. Never heard of Price, Utah. Certainly heard of Provo, Utah. Okay.
It's kind of by there.
Oh, good. That's a beautiful area.
Yes.
I was stationed in the middle of nowhere, not terribly far from the salt flats. Excuse me. All right, let's see here. When I was in the Army, Dugway Proving Grounds.
Yep, I know where that's at.
The barren nowhere place past Tooele. Anyway,
yeah.
Let's see. What do you want me to focus on? I see Uranus has just gone over your midheaven. So have you changed jobs yet, or are you getting more variety in your work? What's going on there? That looks interesting.
Not much with my work, but I made a move, and I met some new people, and I kind of was just wondering, like, if what you see, like, coming up for me with my home life and that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, you have some very interesting signatures as soon as I looked at the chart. One is your progressed sun is already at 2 degrees. Uranus is at 2 degrees, opposing your sun. And that can be like a conjunction, especially when it's on the vertical axis of the chart. So it can bring sudden changes in your property, where you live, your home. And at the same time, it can prove to be a little bit of a balancing act with your career. At the same time, there's a need for making change, a need for more freedom. So, in addition to that, of course, Saturn is at the 2 degree mark, but it's been applying to your sun, your progressed sun. It's about to move forward on the 6th, and when it does, it's going to conjoin your progressed moon, and that's interesting too, because it says that you're going to find more stability in your new home. So you're going to create a better foundation in this area, and it will be done so through socializing. So it's kind of a statement of neighbors or neighborhood, and it's also a statement of workplace, and your connections, your one-on-one connections with people increase, especially with women and women who are in strong positions. So it's not...
Oh, good.
I want to say women who are in controlling positions, whether at work or in the neighborhood or whatever, kind of like, well, here are the board of homeowners or whatever. That would fit very well. And so you're coming into a stability with them and a focus there. So that looks very positive. At the same time, we also have the nodes are traveling right in that zone of 2 degrees, and they may be challenging you a little bit. And that's kind of an unusual statement to make, in that the nodes really don't challenge. They're points that carry certain things, so it's about what they carry that challenges you. And what you may find yourself saying, you may find yourself feeling like, well, do I really know enough to be doing what I'm doing? Am I really getting to where I want to go in terms of my purpose in life? So if they're changing your ego, the personality of who you are, am I doing what I should be doing? Am I going in the right direction? And so you want to take a look at them. The South Node says that you come into this lifetime right now the point in this lifetime is to focus on how do I connect, how do I converse, how do I make friends, who are my friends. Those are the kinds of questions that you're being asked internally. And then the North Node is saying, where is my point of leadership? Where do I play? Where are the people I socialize with? How do I make myself part of this group, and an important part of this? So that's what's going on with you. And, of course, that's going to be, this is all going to come together in about a month's time or so. Let me move my little dude back here. And so here we are a month from now. They're right in the 2-degree zone, and then they go past. And so by November, early November, you should have resolved all of that. And, of course, Saturn will have already made its push. It will continue to be focused on your progressed moon, which we discussed when I first started. So you're continuing to have that connection, and it goes on and connects until January, and then you will have established yourself. So you're moving in all the right, what I can see here. I'm not seeing any major negatives coming through. It's nice when we can have periods where things, it's more of question marks in our head and them coming together rather than literally having somebody challenge us directly. So I'd say you're in a good zone, and your move is just, you have to love the move that you've made, because your progressed Venus, by the time you get to January, has passed Uranus. So it's basically saying, yes, we did the right thing. So,
good. Yeah, I was kind of getting a little scared there, just because it's hard for me to really trust people, and I don't know who to trust, and if I'm, making the right kind of friends or stuff like that.
Well,
that's good.
You need to, practice. I don't know if you know much about kinesiology, but your body is filled with literally trillions of cells, and those cells, every one of them has consciousness. Every one of them has a connection to all the information. The DNA has all the information of not just who you are in this lifetime, but of all your lifetimes and all the lifetimes of your ancestors. All of that is inside of you. So you have all this guidance. Your whole body is a guidance system, and you can use it through kinesiology as that guidance system. All you have to do is put a question on a piece of paper. Is this person a good person for me? And then clear yourself and say, Spirit, clear me so that I'm filled with light and I have no emotional connection or desire for this answer to be either way. Then take that piece of paper, put it on your heart, and standing to see what your body does. Your body will move forward or it will move back. And it doesn't have to be a lot, but you'll feel it. And when it does, that's telling you. Forward says, yes, this is a good connection. Back is no, it's not. That's using your body as a guidance system. You already have it, so make sure you use it.
I will do that. And what is that called again?
Kinesiology.
Okay, I'm going to try that.
Kinesiology. Mm-hmm.
How do you spell it?
Kineo. How do you spell it? Catch me, Barbara. I can't think now. I get into the intuitive and I spell ESIOLOGY. Kinesiology.
Okay.
Do that right. If you put that into Google, it'll correct it if it's wrong, and they'll know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking. Okay, great. Okay, well, that sounds good then.
Well, thank you for calling.
Yeah,
thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Have a good night,
challenging our spelling ability.
Yeah.
When I'm in a psychic mode,
Good night now.
Good night.
It's hard enough to do math.
I would have gone KNEES, and I know that's not right.
No, so it's KINEO. KINE. K-I-N-E-S-I-O-L-O-G-Y. That's how it's spelled.
All
I
right.
should write it.
So.
Anyway.
Just in case somebody else asks you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Those of you who are waiting in line, I'm going to be calling out a phone number for 6 letters, and I will open the microphone too. This time it makes it much easier to talk to you. We're looking at 520 234.
Thank you. I'm not very polite when I'm excited. Yay!
Well, I'm running to get more water. My fourth glass.
Oh, no,
yeah.
Please. Yes, water. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
So tell us what your name is and your date of birth.
Lisa, my date of birth is 9/20/52.
Okay.
And
yes, 1952. And your time of birth?
8:40 in the morning.
8:40. Oops. Hang on. 8:40 a.m. And location?
I was, it's LA County. It was Glendale.
Glendale? Glendale where?
In California, LA County.
Oh, yeah. There's like several. I think there's 5 Glendales in the state of California. So.
Yeah.
LA County. Got it. Okay.
But I should have said California.
That's one of those popular. Well, that's what I was going to say, but I mean, it is a popular city name. You can find it all over the country.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Hey, it's where the Glen and the Dale meet. All right.
Well, Johnny Carson always made jokes about Burbank, and so when people ask me what city were you born in, I think, okay, it wasn't Burbank, and then I remember Glendale. For me, it's some kind of weird word association. I don't know.
We didn't get it.
It's an inside joke.
Then.
It's just me.
Oh, Lisa.
It's just me. It's an inside joke.
Well, I like it. You have Sag on your 3rd house cusp, so there's a bit of the entertainer in there. But your Mercury must have something else going on because you're Virgo, so Mercury could be even. Where is it? You've got Mercury in Virgo. That's unusual because you don't have a Mercury-Virgo attitude. We're not getting that. And we're getting more of a Mercury-Leo. Oh, because your Mercury right now progressed is in Sag. Okay. That makes good sense. Okay. I can get that. Anyway, yeah, normally you could be a little hard on yourself, so you have to really watch that. Mercury in Virgo is known to be critical and can be very self-critical when it's very close to the sun like that. So.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your moon.
I probably am. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you have to pay attention to that. That's why it's important for us to know our charts, because then we know, what did we put in there? Why did we put that in there? Because you designed this chart before you came into physicality, and there are good reasons. I mean, I look at my chart and I can identify how I balanced it, because they have balance. But, your moon is in Libra, and you have Saturn right there with your moon. So moon in Libra, they're very friendly and very charismatic, and they love relationships with people. They love connecting with people. They're the people who can sit in the mall and watch people and tell stories about everybody. And they're kind of fun.
Oh. Yeah.
But you have Saturn there, it kind of shuts a lot of the fun part of it down, and it's like throwing cold water on having a good time. So things there that say, but you have your Venus in Libra, so Venus in Libra pulls it out. As a matter of fact, Venus in Libra and Mercury in Virgo are in rulership, so they're both vying for control of your chart. Let's see if anybody else has control at all. I don't think anybody else does not. Nope, they're the two. They're like, sometimes I just want to be critical. And the other part says, no, but I love people. I love doing things for people, and people are so wonderful. And you go back and forth. So let Venus win out. Venus deserves to win. Venus is also on Venus is also on your ascendant, and right now, in the sky, Venus is just going over your ascendant, so you called us at exactly the right time for Venus to win. We like it. Okay, so now that I've a lot of astro talk and said nothing, go ahead and tell me what you want me to focus on.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so miserable where I'm at, and I'm an independent contractor, and I went to school for it, and there's a woman who owns her own agency, and she's very successful, but she's taking a hiatus for her health. And I've been telling her, please take me on. I would learn so much from you. And I'm just hoping that comes through. I'm hoping.
Okay, well, let's see if I see something that's along the lines of what you just said. I can see, you have Cancer at the midheaven, and that can involve houses, it can involve being a contractor, it can be a lot of things. But in all cases, it's a statement that you as soul came to nurture others through something that is a nurturing thing. Having a home is one of the most nurturing things there is. So having that at the midheaven is understandable. You have water signs on all of the work cusps, so when it comes to money coming in, you're a person who doesn't necessarily talk about it, and that's fine. You're careful and cautious, and you try to make sure that you don't overspend it as well, although right now your progressed sun is in that house in Sagittarius, and so is Mercury, and you were born with Mars and Sag there, so you're a person who can't help yourself sometimes. You just go ahead and blow it. But what you blow it on is more likely on learning or conferences or finding ways to get more knowledge, or possibly on travel. Yeah. So all of those things are really good things, and I'm totally for that. I'm a real Jupiterian. So at any rate, the house is Pisces on this cusp, and this is the one, of course, who is creative in dreams. And in this house, you actually have Eris. So you're basically saying, I will be here for the women. I will do something for women, and I can do it. I can make breakthroughs for women. And, of course, being a contractor, I'd say, is a breakthrough for women. There aren't that many of them out there. So that's a pretty powerful statement. So looking to see what we're going to have activate your midheaven, or activate, you have Pluto. You were born with Pluto at the far end of this house. Your south node is in this house. This woman may be someone that you have known from some past life, and that would not surprise me at all. What's going to happen is Jupiter is going to activate. Right now it's in a hard aspect, but it is going to activate the midheaven first, and then after that, next year, it will activate the south node and Pluto. So by this time next year, if this woman is going to come through, she will come through during this year. So just to give you time frame, your activation starts coming up here. Right about a month from now, right about the 3rd of October, you start to have activation of the midheaven. And at that point in time, you should have more money coming in. You should have some doorway that opens up in terms of career that can bring in more money. So this might be this person. I don't know for sure. I have no way to grade her in my chart, okay, in your chart.
Okay.
But I'm going to also move it forward from there to where you have the activation, which is going to come next year. And of course, what's wonderful about this is, as of a month from now, you have Jupiter traveling through your house of money. And whenever Jupiter travels through our house of money, we usually have opportunities to make money, and money increases. Jupiter expands whatever it travels through. So the second house is your house of income, and it's going to be traveling through that this year. So when I say this year, I mean 12 months, a 12-month time frame, not necessarily from January to December. So I'm talking about from November. November to November, or thereabouts. It's not exact. So here we have it at 12 degrees, and this is where it starts to apply to your south node progress, and that is in January. That's as early as January. So Jupiter's going to retrograde and give you a couple of runs at this. So that's kind of exciting. Let's see here. You do have kind of a short house, don't you? So here it is at 18. So it is active on the south node at 18, and that's in February, and that's a very close proximity. And by the time you get to March, it is right there. It is making a direct trine to Pluto. It has progressed it has traveled into your third house, so there could be a contract with this woman at that point in time. This is where that contract should open. I would assume she will have you sign some paperwork, and that is what we call a contract.
Yeah.
So this is your doorway right here. So stick to it.
Oh, it's so hard. I will. Gosh.
Well, it's so hard because Pluto is in the sky is at 22 degrees, so it's making a quincunx action to your natal Pluto and to your progressed Pluto, and so even though you may sign a contract, till Pluto gets off the 22 degree mark, you're going to find it very stressful. And so you have to practice things when you're experiencing that kind of stress. Pluto stress is probably the worst stress of all the stresses you can have. The good news is Pluto does not run your house of health, so it should never come down to a health issue for you. But nonetheless, if you know you're experiencing stress, you have to take action. And taking action is doing a nice meditation every day, or going swimming every day, or going running every day, whatever method. For some people, it's baking, whatever it is for you. I didn't check to see what it is for you, but it could be as simple as the creative process, and because you have Pisces on that cusp there, so it could be a creative process for your health. And, of course, you do have Pisces on that house cusp, so I haven't looked at your Neptune to see how it interfaces, but anytime we have Pisces on this cusp of health, you have to be careful when people diagnose you. I would always get a second opinion because they may not get it quite right. And you don't ever want to start getting any kind of treatment for anything without knowing that it is absolutely the right thing. But
can I step in here?
Hang on just one more second, and then yes.
Okay.
You also have Neptune in a sextile to Pluto, so you are a person who in life will do well when you have any kind of surgery, so that's always a nice thing to know. Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
yeah,
so
thank you.
As you were talking, you are wired differently than most people. So you are going to react to medications differently. You're going to react. You're in the cool, weird sector. So please understand that you are strange, and strange is good, and unique is wonderful. But you are wired very differently from other people. So you learn differently, you react differently, and when it comes to your body, you are very sensitive to your environment. And if there are shifts in the environment, you're going to feel them. Especially, I would think even now when the barometer goes up or down rapidly, you get headaches or you feel unsettled.
That's all true. And
So,
the astrologer,
pay attention. Yeah?
She hit it every point.
Yeah. But do understand that when you go to doctors and stuff like that, you are wired differently, so that they are going from a textbook that's probably 100 years old. So just do understand that getting a second opinion is always a good idea, especially with you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. How do I find out how much you charge for astrology charts?
Well, I can answer the question because I know the answer. I charge $188 an hour, and you can go onto my blog site or my website, whichever, and click on the consultations tab, and you can see all the kinds of things that I offer, and all the different charges are on there, and you can even order something there. I mean, I even do things, too, where I do metaphysically answer questions for my clients where they've had a consultation, they came up with another question. Instead of hiring me for another hour or half hour, I just let them go ahead and ask me a question, then I email the answer to them. So there are ways to make use of what I do where you don't have to spend as much. But Anyway, yeah, my website is micheleavanti.com, and it's spelled with one L, Michele, A, V as in Vincent, A, N as in no, T as in Tom, I.com.
Because you're very thorough and you're right on the nose, right on the target.
we got to move.
Thank you, ladies.
You have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Okie doke. Our world.
Alrighty.
Such an advancer of women. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so once again, please listen for your phone number for 6 digits. I'm going to open your mic, and then I'm going to call your telephone number out. For 6 digits, it's 770-322.
Oh, wow. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Michelle. This is Maddie.
Hi.
You know what? I didn't raise my hand. But,
well, you got called on anyhow.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. So I will accept it. I was just
all righty.
I like to listen.
So something spirit wants to tell you, and they're going to
I would say so.
Yeah, I think so.
What's your date? What's your date of birth?
1745.
I didn't get it all. When?
1745. I spoke with you before.
Okay, January 7th, 1945.
1945. Yes.
And it was January 7th, right?
Yes.
And the time?
6:50 p.m.
6:50 p.m.
Yes.
And location?
Cuthbert, Cuthbert, Georgia.
I didn't catch that. I got yours.
Cuthbert, Cuthbert, Georgia.
Cuth. I don't think I got it. Oops.
Okay, let's try it one more time.
And my computer is rebelling against all of this. Oh, I know. I see why. We didn't put in the time. Did you give me the time and my computer jumped forward?
6:50 p.m.
I thought I put that in there. I know I put that in there. Okay. Very strange. I'm having my own personal Mercury retrograde here. And it's was it Cuthbert, Georgia? Is that what it was?
Yeah, Cuthbert. Yes, Georgia. Yes.
Got it right. Okay, I did get it right. I put it in, and my computer said, yes, that is acceptable. So, hey, let's go for it. So what is it that Spirit wants you to know that we did not discuss the last time you talked to us? Of course, I don't know how long ago it was that you talked to us. I never know anything. Let's see.
I think it was last year. I think it was last November, I believe.
Oh, wow. It's a while ago. Yeah, I can't even remember how long we've been doing this. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Almost 3 years.
Has it really been? Wow.
Yeah.
I have no concept of time at all. Every day is a new one. It should be a new one. It is a new one.
It is, yes.
Okay. So, well, is there any questions that you have that maybe we need to look at? I noticed that Uranus is right on top of your progressed Venus. Progressed Venus. Venus has to do with your house. Venus rules your home of residence. And it also rules what you wish for or desire. And Uranus can bring a big change to that when it goes direct. It is not direct right now. So are you thinking of moving? I can't imagine.
I hadn't thought of a move-in, but it would be nice.
Well, you certainly look like you've got the ability to do that.
Wow.
Coming right up, if we can just stabilize my computer, it's decided to go all the way back to 2018. Is it 2018? It is 2018.
Yes, it is 2018. No more antihistamines for you.
I can't keep up with where I am in time. It is just challenging. Okay. All right. Well, here we are in May of 2019, where Uranus is on top of Venus. All right. And when it's on top of Venus, it's opposing your moon in your fourth house, and the moon's natural ruler. Well, Venus is the ruler of the home of physical property. So here you have this opportunity. It's not actually an opportunity. It's like almost like a part of you is a balancing act in a struggle, saying, I think we really should move. And suddenly you will, or suddenly you will consider it. Your progressed sun at the same time is making quincunx action to the moon. So there's part of you going, this is too stressful. I really don't want to do this. I have to move all the way there. It looks like it's a far away move. It looks like it might be a move to your father's country. Where is that? Is that a different state than where you're living in now, or are you living in Georgia now?
Country? No, my father was born and raised in Georgia.
Okay, are you living in Georgia now?
I am.
Okay, well, maybe it's your father's town. I don't know. It's kind of a weird statement because it makes it look like it's much further away than where you are. So I don't know. It's very peculiar. I
don't think I would be moving back to where I originated from. No.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're going to take a trip there. Maybe you'll take a trip and visit. Uranus can be a travel where you actually visit.
Maybe I've been thinking of traveling.
Yeah, that may be very well what you're going to do. It could be a trip there to learn more about the mother country. We all have mother and father countries. Mine is mother and father of the same country, so whatever. Just different parts of it. And as it continues to move forward, there is some friction there, but it's part of something that you desire. Your chart tells me you would love to travel. It actually says it in your chart. And right now, you have to get up the energy to do it. Your progressed sun is trying to move you to that. Unfortunately, it's not quite there yet. But I'll tell you what, in about 4 years, it will be there, and there'll be part of you going, now's the time. So,
okay. All right.
Yeah. So that's kind of exciting. But you could physically move too. I mean, that is possible. It's just I don't see a whole lot supporting it. But if you want to physically move, I can look to see if I can find anybody who will support it. Jupiter, not this coming year, not in 2019, but the following year, Jupiter will support you in a move if you want to move. So let me see where that is in time. It is in the end of next year, actually. It would be in like December. Who moves in December? I thought that was when we all decorated our Christmas trees and everybody was home.
Well, there's no set rule now.
It's not a good time for moving, in my opinion. I prefer baking cookies during that period, but that's just me. I'm very old-fashioned. But you could have it applying the month before that, which would be it could even be applying as early as October of next year. So in October and December 16th or so. Of course, if you move
okay, I was going to say, you mentioned Jupiter. I think I think it was last year in November. You mentioned that Jupiter was going to be in my Venus coming this year, coming this November 2018.
Well, it can't be in your Venus, but I probably said it was going to be activating your Venus, and that's true. That is absolutely true. But it wasn't going to be activating Venus in a very positive way unless it was, your progressed Venus, it could have been, let me see here. No, your progressed Venus, I have you right now for 2019, and I have Jupiter activating Venus, both progressed and natal, all at the same time as it activates your moon. This is where the biggest doorway of opportunity is for you. that's huge because it's a triple activation. It's actually more than triple because if we move this back just a little bit, you've got a quadruple activation. Four planets are being activated at the same time, and they're all positive activations. There's nothing negative here, and that's rare when we see a doorway that big opening up. And
so
that involves.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And that involves Jupiter, and Mars, and Venus, and the Moon. So the statement is that you could fall in love, you could end up connecting through your career, through travel. You could end up with money coming in as a result of other people's resources, or open the doorway for money to come in. And you could also have an opportunity to possibly move into another home, a different home. It could be a home of someone that you love. So or it could be a new home for you because there's other people's resources available. Sometimes that's their home. Sometimes it's people putting money together to have a new home. So all of it for both ways. So all of that is very active next year.
Oh, next year. Okay.
Next year.
I thought it was 2018. Okay.
No, I don't think I could have said that because it doesn't look like that to me. Because
it was last year when you told me that, and you said next year it's going to be the first time.
I might have made a mistake. I hope I didn't.
Okay. I know you're. Yeah, it could have very well been. Yes. Okay. Next year. Okay.
Yeah, because right now what's happening? Okay, so you understand because we can go back. We can come back here to 2018, and what happens is Jupiter does go into this lovely fifth house of yours, which is the house of love and everything that we love. But when it goes in, it's in Sagittarius, and your natal Venus is Pisces, so it's actually squaring Venus, and your progressed Venus is in Taurus, so it's making a quincunx to that, so that's not a good aspect either. And it's making a semisextile to your moon, and it is not really activating your Mars. It does in the very beginning, but it's a semisextile also. So none of that is. Those are all challenging aspects. None of those are really delightful experiences. They're kind of like everything we talked about, except that it's saying, I'm not so sure that this is a good idea. It's saying this could be stressful to me. I don't know that I want to do this. It's saying I'm a little irritated at others trying to push me in this direction, and I'm not really ready to leave, so I'm not ready to move. So that's where it is this year. But next year it changes completely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So see, you needed to call in.
Yes, I did, because I was thinking it was this year, because it was last year that you gave me the information, and you say. And I said, this time next year. You say, yeah, this time next year, 2018. And I'm glad I did, yes. Most definitely.
What you have that is good, that is here at this point in time coming up for you in November, as Jupiter goes to this, what point is it? It's going to go, actually nope, that's no good either. Mm-mm. See, you even have another activation that I didn't see till I just looked now, and Saturn even is becoming active in a very positive way. So when you have Jupiter go into the water, the Earth sign, it has water or Earth for you to get advantage that you're looking for. And with so many planets and water and Earth in your chart, every time Jupiter goes into a water or Earth sign, the very beginning of it, you're going to get some kind of positive activation.
Okay.
Yeah, what you are getting right now is coming up is a trine to Pluto, and a trine to Pluto can be a doorway. Let me find it where it's pretty exact here. This is within 4 degrees, so I like it to be a little closer to an outer planet. So here at 6, it's degrees. So it's making a trine to Pluto, and Pluto is the ruler of your house love. So you could actually fall in love with someone during this period in time. You could
I like
meet
that.
yeah, you could meet somebody and you could fall in love, or you could fall in love with something, or you may fall in love with yourself because of things that you do. But there's a statement that during this time you can expand your social network, you can expand your connections, you could fall in love with someone who actually empowers who you are. So that is a very positive statement and a beautiful statement. So like I've said to others, when you have a trine, you have to take action on it. They don't necessarily bring it to you and deliver.
Yes.
It's not Amazon Prime, but it is an opportunity that if you will get out and socialize, you will connect. So I would really recommend you do that. This is December the 5th is where it's really beginning, so it's right through the Christmas period for you.
Okay.
Very cool. We gotta move on here.
Thank you.
You bet. You take care.
I will. I will.
Bye-bye now. Okay, here we go. Searching out my Jeannie does this so much better than I do. Okay, please listen for the first 6 letters of your phone number, and you will have just heard a beep, I think. 929-294. Hi.
Good night, ladies. How are you?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Perfectly.
Okay.
So what is your name and when were you born?
My name is Soroya, and I was born July 9th, 1981.
July 9th, 1981. Okay, and your time of birth?
1:15 a.m.
1:15 a.m. And your place of birth?
Bronx, New York.
Bronx. That's where I was raised. New York.
Mm-hmm.
With all the buildings and too few trees.
Yeah, concrete jungle. Mm-hmm.
I remember selling cookies, brownies. You know, I was a brownie, and I'd have to go door to door to sell my cookies.
I was a brownie too.
I figured out how many people lived on my block. I do this math in my head, and I figured there were approximately 1,500 people who lived on my block. That's unbelievable. Insane when you. Okay, so Samoria, is that? Do I say your name properly?
No, Soroya.
Soroya.
It's a beautiful name. So, Soroya, what should I be looking at in your chart? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a new home. I've been getting warm and cold leads, but I'm just looking for that place.
Well, let's see.
And whatever. Mm-hmm.
You know, you have Taurus rising, so you're a very pretty lady, and Cancer on the 4th house cusp. So the moon is the ruler. And let's see where your progressed moon right now is in Aquarius, has been for the last 18 months. So you've probably been having a desire to break free of some things for quite a while. And so let's see if we can find some activation that's going to give you a doorway to help you take a change. And it's not surprising you called today. The moon right now in the sky is in Gemini, so it's like activating your moon and saying, we need to take action. Hurry up, step into it.
Yes.
And, so
I feel so neurotic.
Yeah. Well, no, you know, it's just we have all these emotional things that go on, and when we're receptive, we really feel them. So Jupiter right now is not any help to you whatsoever. It's actually very annoying. It's a complete challenge, and so we have to wait for Jupiter to move. Let's see if anybody else can be helpful in the interim. The good news is Saturn is not holding you back. Saturn does not have any foothold. Let's see here. So it's probably going to be a little before you're going to get that move that you're looking for. And I hate to put you off like that, but not much I can do. I can't move the planets for us. If I could, let me tell you, I would be sitting mighty pretty if I could do that. Lovely. So here we go. When we move Jupiter forward, we've got Jupiter in your 8th house. It's on top of Neptune. It's making a sextile to your progressed moon, which has moved by then to 25 degrees, but it is active on it, and that means that other people's resources seem to be available to you, and so this doorway can open. That's around the very early part of March next year. March the 3rd I have, where it's right on top of your Neptune, and so it could be a little earlier than that. I'm going to go back a few days, see if I can narrow the time frame down for you to get you a little bit closer. I don't want you to miss any opportunity. But you know what? If you say your prayer every day, however you pray or ask for guidance, I'm sure you're going to get the guidance you need anyway. But here, as you come to late February, around the 20th of February, the door starts to open. And it continues to be open from there. It's going to go quite a ways.
I just came off of an 8-day fast, seeking guidance.
Well, good. You gotta do stuff to open your. Oh, here it goes where Jupiter then goes retrograde. So here it is going forward. So here is where it gets the closest. Is April the 8th. So that if you can find it during that time frame, that's your best option. However, what we have is the progressed Mars is about to move forward as well, and it's already at 18 at this point. It's starting to create a grand trine action. So it's on your sun. I think you're going to probably find it at this point. So I would be shooting for April, but I'm still going to go forward because Jupiter, when it goes retrograde, it's going to turn around, come back, and let's see if it can make a second pass. It's probably because sometimes what happens when it goes retrograde, we think we found the place, and then we lose it, and then we have to wait for it to go forward again. And by then, it's going so far back. Jeez, tomatoes.
And my landlady, she's beginning to get irritated with me, and I'm really trying.
Yeah. Once it starts to go forward again, it has to go into the next sign to be active the way we want. No, your best doorway is during that period in time. So I would really be taking action and searching during that period in time. That's the best doorway. Otherwise, you have to wait all the way till the next doorway opens around December the 14th or early December of 2019. And that's also still possible at that point. You don't seem to have other people's resources working for you, although right on that day, the sun is actually active on your Neptune, so it's trying to bring you some help. And Mars is also active during that time, where it's making a great trine, and Mars in the sky is making a great trine to your natal sun. So that's also a nice statement and a nice symbol. So those are periods that look really good for you. There are probably a few in between that I haven't denoted because I wasn't just watching. I was watching for Jupiter mostly, not watching for Mars. The moon itself moves constantly, so we can't go by the moon, except that if we were looking, like if you and I were narrowing it down to specific days, we would look to see if the moon is also active. Instead, when I give you these periods of time, what gives it the final activation is usually one of the inner planets, like the moon or Mars or Mercury or Venus, but usually it's the moon. So I hope that's helpful to you.
It is.
Okay. Well,
I know. It would have been nice if I could have told you tomorrow would be good, but unfortunately I can't.
I'm the sitting bull.
We got to move on. So
Thank you, ladies.
get some rest and drink lots of water.
You have a wonderful All night.
Okay. Let me find. I numbered people as they called in, trying to make sure that I got the right order. I don't know how Jeannie does this.
Oh, God. I gotta get a little more water.
I guess
and unfortunately,
water.
dogs are like, "When are you gonna feed us? It's a little late, Ma." I fell asleep. I them before I come on.
Okay.
Not that
I'm gonna
starving. I have well-fed dogs.
Yeah,
so
I know.
there.
Okay, gonna call the first 6 letters of the telephone number out. You will have just heard a beep. 917-538.
Yes, I did.
He's there.
Yes, I heard a beep. Yay, I made it.
You made it.
Okay, my name is Anna, and my birthday is January 28th, 73. Do you need my birth time?
Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah. What time are you born?
11:14 a.m. in
11.
Amsterdam, the Netherlands.
Amsterdam. I've never been. I'd love to see it.
Yes.
I wonder if I'll
You
ever
can
see it.
visit in your dreams.
That's where I have to visit, I think. Yes.
Maybe tonight you will go.
Yes. I'm sure
Good
I have
idea.
lots there, too. Sure I do. Okay, so tell us, what is it? Wow, you've had Pluto traveling
I would like
into your...
to know a little bit about my love life and about my career. Any changes in...
Yeah, well, that's the first thing I was going to say was talking about your career, because Pluto's been has entered your house of career, and it hit your north node a little while back, and it is now retrograde, and I think while it's retrograde, it's probably going to continue to hit it again. Let me see how far back it goes, because I know it's going a ways. Okay, it doesn't go all the way back, so it's not going to hit it again. But as soon as it goes direct, it starts to apply to your progressed Mars and your natal Venus. So you are starting to have some serious activation. Let's see here. Where is your Saturn? Oh, there it is. It's in your second house. Oh, wow. You were born with Saturn in your second house. That's, when we're born with Saturn in the second house, we have to work really hard for our money. And it's like you have to talk fast in order to work hard to make money, because it's coming through Gemini, which is a very odd place for an earth sign to come through. It's like it's got to come through an air channel. And Saturn, you were born with it in this house, so you work hard, and your whole life, more than likely, you will be working hard. You do get some help. Being a woman, you have Eris really working to help you. It makes you strong, and it pushes you forward, so that's nice to have, kind of in your back pocket. You have, what else? So you have a midpoint activation here and it's also the vertexes. So you have some other support, and you also have some odd support from Mars. But right now what's happening is Pluto in the sky, had activated Saturn, but I don't know if you, at that point in time, you open the doorway. As it opened that doorway, you should have transformed or changed the kind of work you were doing. Did you change work recently?
I've been in the same job for about a year and a half.
Did you? Okay, so were you looking, though, at all to make change? Because that should have been
I've been looking for, since I got this job, and I've been looking for other jobs.
Well, yes, Pluto, when it activated, there was no support. So it all came from the outer planet. That by itself cannot give you what you need. So let's see here. Progressed moon is at 6 degrees, so it will activate, and it's in Leo, and it's in a great place to help you. So when it hits 11 degrees, 10 degrees, 11 degrees, it should really activate. So that's 6 from 11 is 5 months away, whatever that is. You have to figure it out. 5 months from now, the moon will be in that place. So 5 months. This is October. Let's go forward. November, December, January, February, March. Let's put in March and see who else will be helpful. And that would be March of 2019.
I did file a grievance at this job to get a little bit more money for what I'm doing.
Ah, well, that might just pull through. That's a Jupiter thing. Give me a second here. I just want to look forward here in March, because what we have there is Jupiter, the progressed moon, as I said, it will be in perfect alignment. And Jupiter, of course, will be traveling here 22 degrees at that point in Sag. That 22-degree mark is interesting in your chart. So it's not helping you. And you said that you put in a grievance. That grievance could come through for you. It may take a little while, but when Jupiter hits 18 degrees, which would be the beginning of February, the whole month of February has possibilities for you in getting a reply to that grievance that will work in your favor. Very, very likely. At that point, Saturn will come into your house of career. Saturn can't help in the beginning, but once it gets past this mark, which is past February, but that's when you'll get the answer on that grievance, and that looks very good to me. But when Saturn actually activates right here, it starts to activate. It's going to activate your Mercury. Let's see here. Your Mercury's at 8. Saturn's never going to activate Mercury. But Jupiter actually already has it? No, it hasn't quite. So you might actually get some kind of opportunity coming up right around the corner.
Okay.
In November, there could be an opportunity for you to change or expand or get a promotion. Let's see here. I want to get it right into an exact movement. It's just as it goes into the next sign and gets a little power in that. And this could also be the beginning of the response. You may not get the money till February, but you'll probably get a response at this point. November, you have Jupiter to Jupiter, and that can be a legal response.
Okay.
And also, as that goes forward, let's see here.
I applied to a school that sounded really good. It's a little bit different than what I'm doing, but I could do it. With 3 to 5-year-olds would be lovely.
Well, this could be that, too, because Jupiter also rules schools. It rules teaching.
Oh.
So,
okay.
And your progressed Jupiter right now is right at that point where a year from now it will progress into the next house. So the statement is you're moving to a space where you have an opportunity to teach your dream job or your dream experience or whatever you've been wishing for, you're about to start manifesting.
And around what time?
That's another year away when it finally moves into the house of wishes and dreams. It will eventually activate your Mercury, and when it does, that's going to be big news for you.
Okay.
I'll move it forward to see where that activation is. It needs to get into the next house. So you're looking, it's a couple of years down the road, but it's 2022 is when it starts to really manifest what it is that you want.
Okay.
And it will continue for like 4 years, maybe even 5. So that's quite a long period of time to find what you want. And as it continues, it also starts to activate Saturn in your chart. So it's making your money grow. it's going to increase your income. There are some very good statements coming up for you. It's not tomorrow, but there are some really good statements. You're moving in a direction where you should increase money. It's how long it'll take before it actually increases your income to where it's not just an increase in income, but it's a steady thing where you have lots more money than you're used to having. You understand what I'm trying to say? What's coming in is the surplus of money. It's more discretionary income is what I'm trying to say. You know?
Yeah.
So
money that I'm making.
Well, money that's coming in. I don't know if it's because you're making it, but it looks like it's income. But income can come from a lot of things, so I'm not going to say it's only your physical labor. I'm not saying that.
Yep. Michele, we've only got 2 minutes left.
Okay, I am sorry. I have to stop. My stopwatch is me.
Oh, what
Go
about
ahead.
love?
The Blog Talk is gonna cut us off. So
we'll have to do it another time. I can't do that. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for calling.
You
bet. Thank you for doing the show. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, Michele, you want to give your website out again and your email address for people to contact you?
Sure. We'll do them both together, and just astrology and more at gmail.com. The word astrology, the word and the word more, astrologyyandmore at gmail or .com. Either way, you'll find me, or you can just Google Michele Avanti, Michele, 1L, Avanti, Avanti. It's micheleavanti.com, and on my website you can click on consultations, and my phone number is right there.
Oh, cool. Okay, so and I highly recommend her readings. I've heard Jeannie's, and it was so dead on. It was amazing. So this is a lady that I endorse, and I think she's fantastic. So thank you, Michele. Again, I checked it. We're going into our 3rd year.
I had no idea.
Going into our 3rd year. So good night, Michele. Thank you again for being here.
Good night, Barbara. You're wonderful.
Good night now, and good night, everybody. Thank you for being with us. We look forward to seeing you again, 1st of the month, next month. Good night.